Welcome to Adjust Your Mirrors, the #1 empowerment podcast show on the planet. Are you in need of motivation? Are you ready to take your personal and professional life to the next level? Then you've come to the right place. Adjust Your Mirrors. This is the podcast that's devoted to helping you see more clearly by making small adjustments. And now, here's your host, Reginald C. Allen.
Hey. Ow! Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Adjust Your Mirrors. And as the man said, I am your host, Reginald C. Allen. And for those of you who don't know what C stands for, my good friend Richard Ellison, a.k.a. Rip from Monroe, Michigan. What up, though? He asked me, what does C stand for? C stands for Charles. Charlie. Reginald Charlie Allen. Yes, that's me, Reginald C. Allen. So listen, thank you again for tuning in to another episode. I'm excited, I am excited. We have 2 more weeks before we move. So here we go, fam. I've always talked about change. Here I am in the midst of change. And let me tell you, there's a lot of challenges, but we will overcome all the challenges that are presented our way. All right. Speaking of challenges, family, listen. There's no more excuses for us not doing what we've been called to do, what we've been born to do, our universal assignment, our calling, our purpose, whatever it is you want to call it. There's no excuses. And I say that because, family, if you would look right now, matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to post a picture. Or I should say, if you could see how I'm recording this podcast right now, you would say, wow, this guy, this guy's not going to let anything stop him. And fam, listen, you lack resources. You lack connections, as I always talk about. Don't allow that to be a reason why you stop or you don't go after your dreams. I'm going to post a picture on Facebook today and Instagram. So make sure you're following me. Instagram, you can follow me, Reginald C. Allen. Facebook, Reginald C. Allen 1. Check me out. Twitter, Reginald C. Allen. I want you to look at this picture that I'm going to post, because if you saw my setup right now, you would be in tears, because everything, as I said, we're moving to Phoenix and everything is packed up. Everything, and the desk that I used to record on, I gave it away. I gave that away to Goodwill. Great desk, served me, many years, but I had to give it away. It's too heavy, it's too heavy for me to take. So I gave it away. And family, I want you to see my unique setup that I have today. I'm going to post it. So be on the lookout. I hope this picture encourages you, because, sometimes we have these dreams and, we have these visions and these things that we want to accomplish, but we allow some of the smallest things to stop us. We allow the lack of resources to stop us. Family, don't let that stop you. Don't allow it to stop you. Keep on moving. Go after your dreams. So today I have this question for you. Are you going to create or contemplate? Talking about our dreams. Today, I could have contemplated not creating a podcast. Or are we going to create? What are you going to do? Are you going to create that content that's going to allow you to live your best life? That's going to take you out of being a corporate slave, right? What are you going to do? Or are you going to continue to contemplate and say, well, I lack the resources and I don't know if it's my time, or, oh, I need to get this degree. Again, I have nothing against college degrees. I have a degree. I have a master's degree. Okay. So I'm not against that, but I'm saying don't allow the lack of you not having a degree to be the reason or the excuse for you not pursuing your dreams. Go after it. Go after it, family. But you're going to have to, I've realized this. I'm just going to be frank, right? Nothing fancy. Just going to be frank, family. But I've realized this. When you go after your dreams, you're going to have to stop caring about what people think about you. You can't continue to worry about what people are saying about you. They're talking about you, whether it's good or whether it's bad. People are going to talk. Let them talk. Let them continue to talk. Give them something to talk about, but just be comforted in your spirit to know that people are going to talk regardless. So let them talk. You're worried about pursuing your dreams because people are going to say, he's phony. I remember him when he was doing this. They're going to say things anyway. People talk about me and it's okay. It's okay. I know people who talk about me, and when I see them, I'm like, hey, what up? It's okay. It's okay. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Words do hurt, but it's okay because we are going to continue to go after our dreams. We're going to continue to develop. We're going to continue to evolve so that we can become the best version of ourselves. We're going to create. We're going to create content. We're not going to continue to just contemplate and make excuses. We're not going to allow the words of other people to stop us from pursuing what God has for us. No, we're not. And, and another thing, we're not going to see, because when you're trying to create content, when you're trying to create a business, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, you have to be comfortable with yourself, okay? And when I say that, I mean, you can't continue to conform with what other people want you to do. You can't. You have to make a decision that I'm not going to be what you want me to be. I'm going to be what God created me to be. Again, you guys have heard me say this. I have a master's degree, okay? And I am around a lot of corporate people. I have a lot of corporate friends, a lot of them, and I love them. But I can't conform to what they want me to be. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't stretch myself, that I don't try to develop and I don't try to evolve and, I don't put myself in uncomfortable situations. No, I do all those things. Why? So that I can become a better version of myself, not a better version of them. You have to stop conforming to what others want you to do. And you got to stop playing it safe. You have to take risk. Nothing worth having is going to allow you to play it safe. You have to take risk. You have to invest in yourself. Anything worth having is going to require risk. We can't get around it. You're going to have to take risk. We have to take risk, and that's okay. But because this is what I've heard, I read this survey, right? And this survey is very interesting because it said this. It said 10 out of 10 people will die. Wow. I read this survey and it said 10 out of 10 people will die. So if that's the case, why don't you take the risk and go after your dreams? Take the risk and go after your dreams. But I want to also encourage us, because when we're going after our dreams, listen to this, our dreams, we must be authentic. I've said this many times before. We have to live our signature experience. You have to do it the way that God created you to do it. As I said earlier, I am around a bunch of corporate people. Love them. Nothing against, being corporate. But even in what I'm trying to accomplish or what I'm going to accomplish, right? Some of my friends have encouraged me, hey, why don't you start spending some money on Facebook ads? That way you can start getting more people to listen to the Adjust Your Mirror podcast show. And I'm like, well, I could do that, but you know what? My target audience, it's not General Motors. It's not the it's not the executives at General Motors. My target audience is for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right? Who need help making small adjustments so that they can either become an entrepreneur or so that they can either live their best life. I know my target audience. So I have to be authentic and true to them. Now, if corporate America, if executives want to reach out to me, fine. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be willing to go and do, create a program for them, but I know who I am. And, and some of my friends have said, well, hey man, corporate, they write the big checks. Listen, I'm not saying I would never go and speak for the executives at General Motors. But what I'm saying is my target audience is not that. And I'm comfortable with that. I'm fine with that. Could I change and switch and put on a 3-piece suit and shave my gray beard? And I could do that. And again, there's nothing wrong with other people who do that. I'm not trying to create division and say, hey, I'm better than you. No, I'm just saying I know my target audience. So yes, corporate signs those big checks, but that's okay. I am comfortable doing it the way that God created me to do it. Now, I remember back in the day when Dame Dash and Jay-Z, they kind of split. And one of the things that Dame Dash said, he said it years ago, and it resonated with me, right? Because he was saying, I never had a problem with Jay-Z. We never had any issues. He said, but I realized what it was. Jay-Z wanted to go corporate, and I wanted to continue to stay independent. Now, on the outside, everybody, we know that Jay-Z has a lot of money, a lot more money than Dame Dash, but Dame Dash is cool as well. And I feel the same way. I don't need to make millions of dollars doing this. I'm fine. I'm cool as long as I can continue to do it the way that God created me to do it. As long as I can continue to be authentic to my brand, I'm cool with that. Now, being authentic doesn't mean you're not professional. No, you have to still maintain a certain level of professionalism. Doesn't mean, well, I'm not going to be corporate, so I'm just going to be ratchet. No, I'm not saying that. No, I still maintain professionalism. You put me in any room, whether it's executives, I can talk, or whether it's people, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, who are looking for programs to help them rethink, to adjust, I can talk to them as well. But what I'm saying is, I'm authentic to my brand. Family, be authentic to who you're supposed to reach out to. Stop contemplating. Just create. Don't you think at some point we've read enough books, how-to books? Now it's time to start 2 books. Start it, do it, create, stop contemplating. Let's go. Family, have a great Monday. 2 more weeks until I'm in Phoenix. And with that being said, family, be empowered.
Thank you for listening to the Adjust Your Mirrors podcast with Reginald C. Allen. Be sure to visit the Adjust Your Mirrors private Facebook group, and don't forget to follow Reginald on Twitter at Reginald C. Allen. Please remember, when you're listening on iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating review. Until next time, be empowered.